Barely a year back, no one in India really knew the UM brand. United Motors is apparently an American company. And in India, nobody knew this. Some say it's an American company, some say it's a Chinese company, some say it's a Spanish company. But at the end of the day, the most important fact is today it's an absolutely Indian company. It's got a tie-up with Lohia Auto, and together they manufacture motorcycles in the state of Uttarakhand. A year back or so, they launched the Renegade Commando and the Renegade Sport S. Both have done relatively well in the cruiser segment. They've done around 11,000 units in this year gone by. Things are looking up for this company, and they have just launched the Renegade Mojave and the Renegade Commando Classic. What's the difference? We're going to tell you. It was in July 2016 that we had ridden the Renegade Commando and the Renegade Sport S from UM Motorcycles. We had got the pre-production motorcycles for a review, and we found that though the bikes were good lookers, had adequate power and torque, it was a fit and finish that was a bit disturbing. Apparently this company is supposed to have ironed out several of those niggles. UM has now launched the Renegade Commando Mojave, spelt M-O-J-A-V-E, and the Renegade Commando Classic. The Mojave is priced at Rs 1.80 lakh, while the Classic is priced at Rs 1.89 lakh ex-showroom Delhi and are inclusive of GST. The existing Commando is for Rs 1.74 lakh, while the Sport S is for 1.68 lakhs. You can sit and argue the whole day that this is too much or just about right. It's your choice. I feel it's just a variant that the company is offering with a lot more frills. There are no changes whatsoever on the engine, suspension or brake front. These remain the same. Before I come to the performance of the bikes, let me tell you a bit about the small changes that have happened on the external front. The Renegade Commando Mojave gets its name from the Mojave Desert, North America's largest and driest desert. The bike's got a neat saddlebag, a tank-mounted zipper pouch, the seat which I feel has become a tad more comfortable, and then there are those oversized leg guards that keep you safe in case the bike topples while you are on it. One can argue that these saddlebags and the zipper pouch can be bought at a bargain price in some street you know too well. As for the Renegade Commando Classic, it seems to have been dipped in a bucket of chrome. The Renegade Commando Classic comes with a high-gloss metallic two-tone paint job and more than 3,430 square inches of chrome. Then you have a saddlebag and a tank cover, polycarbonate, windshield, highway engine guards, and alloy backrest. The two-tone metallic candy paint with shades of copper cream give it an upmarket look. Again, the saddlebag fitted here is not the one that you buy from a Harley store. These are simple, affordable ones, and I'm not really sure of its durability. I have my doubts on that, but it is definitely more premium than the one attached to the Mojave. As for the performance, which I was very eager to find out, I was slightly disappointed with the Classic. In the few kilometers we rode on the highways in Kashipur in the state of Uttarakhand, the engine stalled more than a dozen times. Something was seriously wrong with the fuel injection or some other part. Maybe I had got a bad piece. Thankfully, there was no problem with the Mojave. It behaved perfectly. The new Renegade Commando Mojave and the Renegade Commando Classic are powered by a 279.5cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder 4-stroke 4-valve spark ignition engine. The engine produces 24.8 horsepower at around 8,500 rpm and a peak torque of 23 Newton meters at around 7,000 rpm. The engine is mated to a 6-speed transmission with overdrive. It's a bike with long legs but a tad slow on the take. The bikes have a very lazy torque delivery. The bikes achieve its peak torque and power at around 7,000 to 8,000 rpm. That is way up the rev band. So someone who wants to take off instantly and cruise the highways will find that disappointing. But once the bike slowly shifts to the higher gears, the speed pickup is remarkable. Bikes like the Royal Enfield Thunderbird 350 and the Bullet 350 reach their peak power and torque delivery at around 4,000 to 5,000 rpm. So guys obsessed with an Enfield may not really like to move on to a UM. The Bajaj Avenger Cruise 220 guys may love to move on to this bike because peak power and torque delivery in that motorcycle too is at higher RPMs of 7,000 to 8,400 levels. But what this bike has is a wonderful ground clearance of 200 mm and a very functional telescopic suspension in front and dual shock absorbers at the rear. I deliberately went over the potholes of Kashipur to find out how these bikes took the battering, and I came back quite impressed by the amount of abuse it was able to handle on the roads. I know Enfield owners will not forgive me for stating this, but the fact is that if one were to compare these new UM motorcycles with the Enfields, the UM motorcycle do long distance cruising much better than the Enfield. It's got the right ergonomics when it comes to seats and handlebar designs. From the time I rode the Commandos, I was impressed with its ride and handling quality, its riding comforts, the placement of foot pegs, both for the rider and the pillion, and its highway cornering. Moreover, the liquid-cooled engine did not show any signs of heating up. Once I had finished riding both the bikes, I realized the manufacturers have a lot more to do for making these bikes a lot better. But is that not the way everybody goes about doing their jobs? Royal Enfield continues to reinvent itself, and yet their bikes drip oil like nobody's business. UM is just a year old in India, and the way they seem to be progressing, I feel they can easily carve a huge space for themselves in the sub Rs 2 lakh cruiser segment in India. Now it is for the company to get serious about its quality control. Now that we have ridden the Commando Classic and the Mojave here, we are pretty sure that these bikes are an absolute fit in the cruiser segment. I'm sure you will have loved this video. This is the Motown India show. If you have liked this video, please do not forget to click on the share button and the like button. Till the next time, ciao.